Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at a really cool and relatively unique piece. It is the ThreeA Destiny 2 Calus Selected Shader Titan figure from Destiny 2. For those who probably, many of you who do not know, I love Destiny 2. The whole Destiny franchise is really cool to me. I played a vanilla of the first game, and I've gotten all the DLC and whatnot for the second game. I've played a lot of the second game and really like it. It's one of my favorite games. I know that's controversial. I know there's a lot of people who love Destiny, and then there's others who hate it. But I love it for what it is. And it's got a lot of lore to it, a lot of really cool stuff going on. The storytelling is quite good. I'm a fan. So anyways, here we have ThreeA's 1/6 scale Destiny 2 Titan figure. I've never owned a ThreeA figure before. This is one of the most expensive figures in my collection right now, or as of right now, for currently it is my most expensive figure. That's going to change soon. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So this is a relatively recent release. I believe it was released towards the end of 2019. I think a lot of people didn't get it till beginning of 2020. I'm not 100% sure on that. But on the foot there is a printed the year of 2019. But I think it's relatively recent. There are 3 versions of this figure. They're all look-wise, like armor-wise, the same. They just have different paint jobs. This one's the Calus Selected, and this one is my favorite. I love the white and gold. There's 2 other versions with different shaders or colors. I think one of those is a Bungie store exclusive, and that one also came with 1 extra weapon, the MIDA multi-tool exotic scout rifle, and then the rest just come with the same accessories. So I got this one. I really like this one. This one actually looks a lot like my actual in-game Titan character that I have, that I love to play. I'm actually a Hunter main, but I also play a lot of Titan, and this guy looks a lot like my actual in-game character. So it's pretty cool to have such a highly detailed figure of basically my in-game character, which is one of the main reasons why I bought it. Yeah, so I guess let's just get into it. Some of the stuff I'm going to say is a lot of Destiny terms and Destiny stuff. If you're not familiar with Destiny, you might get a little lost in those terms. Just to warn you ahead of time, if I mention anything that you don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably from Destiny, and if you haven't played the game. But the armor set here is I believe from the neck down, the armor set is the Phoenix Strife Crucible armor set, and then the helmet is the Helm of Optimacy helmet ornament. So that's pretty cool. I actually really love the Phoenix Strife armor, which is why I use it in game. Except for the legs, I usually have exotic leg or exotic helmet on. And this helmet design, I also actually do have this one as well, and it also looks really good. I think right now my character is exactly like this, except for I'm using Dune Marchers as legs instead. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit here. There we go. Actually, we'll get a closer look at the head first. If you want to kind of get an understanding for the feel of this figure, I would say it's very similar to if Hot Toys or Sideshow put out a 6 scale figure for Destiny. It's very similar to that. But you get the helmet here, really good. I love the colors of the gold and the kind of dirty white. And I love that the whole figure is basically given a black wash and given all these different black paint apps to simulate dirtiness and grime, and it's been worn and he's gone through some battles, which is really cool. I absolutely love the look of that, and the helmet looks really good. And as you can see, he does have this hair fur sort of material for the top collar of the torso armor, which I really like. It does fray a little bit, and the hairs kind of can get all over the place, but if you're careful with it and whatnot, it looks really good. I really like that look. And then zoom out a bit here so we can get a look at that. I love the emblems of the phoenixes there on the chest armor. You get all the different buckles sculpted different colors, or not sculpted, but sculpted and then painted in different colors, which is really good. all of these spikes and whatnot you see on the armor is actually pretty sharp, so you're going to want to be careful messing with it, but all the black paint and everything to give it a wash and bring the details looks fantastic. These shoulder pads are actually on ball joints, so you can move them around, move them up, and there's actually another pad that's on a separate ball joint, so that's pretty cool. And just moving down, you can see a lot of details for yourself. I don't really need to point out a whole lot of stuff. On the arms here, you actually do have these separate floating pseudo leather straps, which is really cool. They just kind of are on there. One thing to note is when you're changing out the hands, there are these straps right at the wrists that they can fall off when you're switching out the hands, so just be wary of that so you don't lose them or anything. But you actually have the sculpted buckles there as well, which is pretty cool. You have this nice silver paint on this form here, and then on this form you have that nice Phoenix logo there. Which is pretty cool. And you have the belt. You have the Titan mark, which is this basically, like if you're familiar with Star Wars, like a Star Wars camo kind of thing. It's got the Phoenix logo there on it. It's made of a rougher material, sort of slightly fraying on the side. That's intentional. It's supposed to look a little rough, but it looks good. And you have these little fabrics, flaps on the front end of it. And then you've got the leg armor, which has a nice, more smooth, sleek design to it. Again, you can see all that nice weathering detail they put into it. It looks really good. And the boots actually also have this little piece of armor that's on a ball joint. Other parts of the armor is movable, like this part here moves out of the way. That moves a little bit. That's not on a joint though. And you can see the straps. They even have the straps there to make it look like it's holding the armor in together, which is really cool. The soft goods parts, aside from the collar and the mark, is the undersuit is a soft goods material. It's like this fake leather. I doubt it's real leather. It's like this fake leather material. That is the undersuit of the entire figure. It's a lot more tougher right here. But you can see it there. It's stitched and looks really good. It feels nice and quality. And the entire figure itself just feels well made, right? Like, I'd hope so. It's an expensive figure. So you'd want it to feel well made, but it really does feel well made. It's got a decent weight to it because of all the plastic armor and whatnot. There's nothing really hollow about it. It feels really good when you're messing with it. In terms of articulation, he's got quite a few points of articulation. His range of movement is all right. You're not going to get crazy poses out of this figure. The armor and the suit underneath hinders a decent amount of articulation just because how stiff the suit is underneath and then how much bulky armor is on him. You're not going to get crazy poses, but you can still pose him around enough. Like, it satisfies what I'm going to do for it. I don't need him to do crazy acrobatic poses. I just need him in a few different poses, being able to mess with him to get some different poses and look cool on the shelf. You do have a double ball joint. You have a ball joint at the base head and a ball joint at the base of the neck. And if you push down like that, you can get him to look down a little bit and get him to look up a decent amount. Pivot is pretty good, and you can rotate it. The shoulders, you can bring them up about here. They almost go 90, not quite. And when you're posing them, you're going to want to make sure you're not really stressing this fabric too much. It's fairly durable, but you just want to be careful, right? You don't want to ruin this figure. It's expensive. Rotation at the bicep, which moves a decent amount. The cloth gives you a decent amount of give. The hinges at the elbows are really good. That is one thing that is really good. They bend quite a bit. This one was a little frozen. It was only going about here, and then I had to push it. It did make a little bit of a click, but it did go and didn't break, so don't be too afraid of that. And you have hinges at the wrist as well as rotation, and you can get them so they can go in and out or up and down, however you want to do it. If there is a waist joint, he has a bit of rotation, but if there's any sort of crunch or anything, you can't get to it because this part here is just so sturdy and not bendable, so you can't get any really articulation there. The hips, they kick out about that far. It's not terrible, it's not fantastic, but it's not bad. You can definitely work with it, but you're not, like I said, not getting anything too crazy out of that. The spread is all right. I can say you get it to about there. You're not going to want to force any farther. The cloth isn't going to give any more give, so you're not going to want to do that. You're just going to rip them up half, so you don't want to do that. You have rotation there, which is good. A hinge, which moves all right. It goes almost 90. It's not bad. I like how the armor moves with it. That's really cool, as you can see. I don't think there's any rotation in the lower, but you do have a ball joint at the ankle. It goes up and down pretty good, and you get a decent amount of pivot. So it's got some pretty decent articulation. Like I said, you're not going to get anything crazy. You're not going to do any crazy posing. So if you're looking for a super articulated Destiny figure, this isn't what you're going to be looking for, but it gives you enough posing where it's definitely not a statue. It's not a old McFarlane figure, basically what I'm saying. And now we go to accessories. You get a decent amount of stuff with this guy, which is awesome. So first off, as you can see, comes packed in with his fisted hands on. You get a few other hand accessories, or hand options, should I say. You get 2 open hands. All of these hands are sculpted really well, but these 2 hands have holes on the palms for another accessory, which we will get into in a moment. And then you get a left sort of alternate open hand, which is kind of for a weapon support hand. So that's the hand options. So now we will get into the other accessories that aren't hands. So bringing over the hand with the hole, you get this little clear post. You can put that little clear post in the hand. If I can get it to go in. There we go. And then you get a little ghost here. And if you play Destiny, you'll know what this is. And if you don't, it's a companion of some sort. I'm not going to go too much into it. But that's pretty good. Let me see if I can actually get this light on it a bit more. So it's got a really nicely painted blue little eye, blue lens. It's got a nice sort of a green foresty looking paint job to it. I believe this is the EDZ set shell, but I'm not entirely sure about that. You got the silver paint around the eye and on the back. And you got the hole in the bottom. And then what you can do is, like in the game, when you bring out your ghost, you can plug him into the post there, into the hand, and it looks like he's hovering in the hand. That's a really cool accessory. I remember the McFarlane figures, they came with the ghost, but they didn't come with any way to do this display option, make it look like it's floating. So that's pretty cool. It would have been cool to also have gotten some sort of clear post to maybe mount on the shoulder or something to make it look like just floating on the side instead of having to take out one of the hands, but I'm not going to complain about that too much. Next up, you get a couple gun options. This guy comes with 2 guns. You get 1 exotic weapon and 1 legendary weapon from the game. The exotic weapon is the Sweet Business auto rifle. This is one of my favorites to use on the Titan. I think it just screams Titan. It's a big chain gun, big mini gun. And it's really cool. You got all the barrels there. You got nice paint apps again. You got that weathering all throughout the weapon. Got the foregrip there. You got that little clear sight stats thing there. It's pretty cool. And then I will show him holding it. So swapping the hands is really easy. They just pop right out. Again, you gotta watch that strap. That's what I'm doing right now. And you just pop the new one in. And then you can work the gun into the hand. It's easy. The hands are semi-rubbery, so they have some give, which is good. They're kind of like Mezco figure hands, if you're kind of familiar with how that works. And he holds all the weapons he comes with very well. So you have him holding the auto rifle, which is pretty cool. And like I said, I'll try to do it now. You can take this hand out, take out the support hand, and we can do some posing, quick posing here, just to show you what the figure can do. And that's how you're kind of supposed to use that other open hand. It's supposed to be a supporting hand for the Sweet Business, and it works fine. The weapon isn't super heavy. The arms, all the joints on this figure are really good and quite tight and strong. It holds it really well, so it doesn't need to hold the foregrip to support the weight. So once you get it posed right, it looks fine. Although I think I still would have liked a hand that grips that foregrip a little better, but that looks good, and that shows you some of the posability capabilities. You can get them holding the Sweet Business auto rifle in a pretty good way. And then the other weapon you get is the legendary hand cannon Better Devils from the Crucible. Hand cannons are my favorite type of gun in the game, so that was another reason why I wanted to get this figure. Hand cannon's really cool, and the paint app's really nice. It's got that Crucible paint job going on with the red and whites and blacks and a little bit of blue there. Looks really good. Again, he can hold it really well in his hand. I do wish they had some sort of weapon storage. I know when you play Titan, usually on the back they store the weapon like this, and there is actually some space. That would have been cool. Made a little clip that could clip onto the belt, and then you could have it clipped on like that. Not a big deal, but it would have been cool to have that option, so you don't just have it kind of like floating around when you're not using it. And then we'll put that down, take off this hand. I'm going to put the fist back on for now. The last accessory is his accessory to show off one of the super abilities you can use for the character. So every character, as you know, if you play Destiny, if you don't, you have different super abilities depending on subclasses you're using or whatnot. For this one, you get a super ability item for the Void subclass. It is for the Sentinel subtree. And so you get the Sentinel shield, which is pretty cool. It basically goes on his arm, bash people with it, vaporizes them, throw the shield like Captain America, vaporizes them, block stuff, And it's made of a semi-translucent material, plastic, not material, but plastic. So you can you can't really see on camera. You can kind of sort of see my hand through there. Made of this purple, translucent. It's thick, it's not hollow or anything, feels good in quality. They did put this silver dry brushing on it to give it a weathered look. I don't really know, it looks good, but I don't really know why they did that, because it's technically it's an energy effect. Energy effects don't have weathering, but it is what it is. It is two pieces. You have the arm clip here that you do have to insert onto the shield when you first get it open out of the box. It inserts really tightly, and you can just clip it onto this. It has to go on this arm. It doesn't go on any other arm. I'm pretty sure it's meant to go on this arm. Clips on, and then there you have the Sentinel shield. And it clips on pretty good. If you're posing it, it might fall off, but once you know how you're going to pose it, you clip it on, it's not going to fall off. And that looks really cool. Of course, it's in a really just standard, natural, stoic pose. But the world's your oyster. You can pose them how you want and make them look pretty cool. So lastly, to quickly finish things off, I'm going to do just some quick size comparisons just so you can get an idea if you're not familiar with the 1/6 scale or you just want to see how it stacks up. So first off, here is a 6-inch Marvel Legends if you just want to see how 1/6 scale looks. So there's a 6-inch figure. And there is your 1/6 scale Destiny 2 Titan figure. And with another 1/6 scale figure, here's the Sideshow Collectibles Star Wars Clone Trooper, 501st Clone Trooper. If he wants to stand, the joints on this are not super tight. But just hold them there. They're about the same size. The Titan's a little taller, but I think that makes sense. They're kind of meant to be bigger characters, so I could see him being slightly taller than a Clone Trooper. But they, scale pretty well. He's definitely in the 1/6 scale world. So that's pretty much it. Overall, this is an absolutely stunning figure. Obviously not for everyone. I wouldn't get it if you're not familiar with Destiny at all. It doesn't really make sense to pay that money for that. But if you are a big Destiny fan as well as a collector, and you're looking for a really nice Destiny piece for your collection, I highly recommend any 3 of the figures, but I highly recommend, this figure I like the paint out, so any of them, I really recommend this Titan figure. It's really good. I highly recommend it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video.